Hi, it's Handy Andy Tech Tips here, and today I'm going to tell you about what are, in my opinion, the top 5 laptops of late 2015 and early 2016. So these top 5 laptops will encompass everything from ultraportables to gaming rigs. So firstly, we've got the Dell XPS 15, and I actually saw this described somewhere as possibly the best Windows laptop ever, and that's really not an overstatement. It has this amazing 15-inch Infinity Edge display. The most awesome thing about it is that it's virtually borderless, which actually gives an incredible immersive experience when you're looking at content. Now, the awesome thing about having such a thin bezel is that it actually shrinks the external size of the laptop itself, giving you a 15-inch laptop in a size that's closer to a 14-inch. The panel itself has a 3840 by 2160 resolution, in other words 4K, and it's actually advertised by Dell as the only laptop display covering 100% of the Adobe RGB color gamut. Now, apart from the amazing engineering with the screen, the rest of the laptop has a really fantastic design and, as you can see, looks really premium. It's apparently cut from a single block of aluminium and the palm rest is made of carbon fibre, so very durable materials there. And the specifications aren't too shabby either. It has Intel's Skylake 6th generation processors, up to 16GB of RAM, the option for a PCI Express solid-state drive, and an optional NVIDIA GeForce GTX 960M graphics card. Overall, I'm really impressed by the XPS 15 and I think it would be a great choice. Next, we move on to the Lenovo Yoga 900, and you actually can't look at this laptop without noticing something very interesting about the hinge. It's called a watch band hinge, and it's apparently made of 813 individual components. This allows the Yoga to flip 360 degrees, and gives you 4 modes in which to use the device: laptop, stand, tent, and tablet. But whatever mode you use it in, you'll have some great specs. Depending on which model you choose, you can get a Core i5 or i7 CPU, 8GB of RAM, and between 256GB and 512GB of solid-state storage. It also comes with a 13.3-inch Quad HD screen, that's 4K again, which gives an amazing 276 ppi, very high. But of course, those specs don't get in the way of portability, with the Yoga 900 measuring in at just 1.49 centimeters thick, or nearly 0.6 inches. So the Lenovo Yoga 900 is a really great product, really innovative, and it definitely deserves a place on this list. And now we come to the 2015 13-inch MacBook Pro. And yes, all you Windows users, there is a Mac on this list. So why have I decided to include it? Well, firstly, let's talk about the design. Apple has always been known for its fantastic design sense, and this laptop is no different. It has this nice aluminium body that's only 1.8 centimeters thick, or 0.7 inches, and weighs just 1.5 kilos. This is complemented by a 13.3-inch Retina display, with a 2560 by 1600 resolution. That gives you 227 pixels per inch. And I have to admit that the specs aren't bad either. It has a Core i5 CPU, 8GB of RAM, and from 128GB to 512GB of PCI Express solid-state storage. And sure, it only has integrated graphics, Intel's Iris Graphics 6100, but honestly, Intel's graphics platform is getting better all the time. So the MacBook Pro is a great machine. It might not be the most powerful computer in the world, but it more than makes up for it for its fantastic design and some innovative features which you won't find in many other laptops, such as the Force Touch trackpad. Okay, so what other video would take you from a MacBook to the Origin Eon 15X? This is a power machine. It's the one that you want if you need fantastic graphics and heaps of CPU horsepower. So let's break the trend. Let's go into the specifications first, because I think with this particular machine, they are the most important thing. So you're getting desktop class Core i5 or i7 processors, and actually these are literally desktop class. They are desktop processors inside a laptop, and some of them are even overclocked. In terms of graphics, you can go from a 4GB NVIDIA GTX 965M to an 8GB GTX 980M. Some seriously powerful hardware here, and that's not forgetting the 2133MHz DDR4 RAM. Now obviously if you want the highest performance hardware, portability won't be on your mind, and that's lucky because the Eon 15X measures in at just 3.5 centimeters thick, or just 1.4 inches. Actually, did I say just 1.4? Inside the chubby case lies a 15.6 inch display, which can potentially run at, if you get the right model, at a 4K resolution. That's 3840 by 2160. Now, in my opinion, the design is actually quite nice, but the coolest thing is that you can customize the lid design through Origin's website. So if you send them some artwork, like some photo that you've taken, then they'll paint it onto the lid. No aftermarket mods required. So to sum it up, the Eon 15X just might be one of the best gaming laptops available at the moment, so it deserves a place on the list. And now, well, I did say that this video would give you a lot of variety, and now we go from performance to style with the Asus ZenBook Pro UX 501. Now, can I just say for a minute, I really love the look of that brushed metal lid, and that's what my script says. It says what immediately stands out about this is the design. And not only is the physical appearance a sight to behold, it also has a fantastic screen. It measures in at 15.6 inches and it's 4K. In terms of specs, it has an Intel Core i7 4720HQ processor, so quite powerful, up to 16 gigs of RAM, Nvidia GeForce GTX 960M graphics with your choice of 2 or 4 gigs of RAM, and up to 512 gigs of PCI Express X4 SSD storage. And yes, you did hear the X4 correctly. It gives you a transfer rate of 1400 megabytes per second. Here's another interesting thing about the specs. On Asus website, it actually says that it offers 6 hours of battery life, which is actually quite incredible considering the really high resolution display. So yeah, if you want a really stylish Windows laptop with a very fast SSD, then you really can't go wrong with the Asus ZenBook Pro UX 501. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please subscribe to my channel.